Hello everyone, myself Sarika Jade. Today I am going to discuss IR spectroscopy, that is also called as infrared spectroscopy. Before studying this chapter, one question is in our mind: what are the learning outcomes? Very first outcome is that you people will able to understand introduction of IR spectroscopy, and secondly you people will able to understand the theory behind IR spectroscopy. Now we are going to move on introduction, but before going to discuss introduction, I want to tell you one of the important thing. Wherever you want to characterize or confirm out known or unknown compound, we generally use four analytical tools, and IR spectrophotometry is one of them. What are those tools? Very first one is a UV visible spectrophotometry, second one is IR spectrophotometry, third is a mass spectrophotometry, and fourth one is a nuclear magnetic resonance spectroscopy or spectrophotometry, that is popularly known as NMR spectroscopy. UV visible spectroscopy always gives you information about whether the molecule is conjugated or non-conjugated, aromatic or aliphatic. IR spectroscopy gives us information about various functional groups available in a molecule. Mass spectroscopy gives us molecular weight, and NMR spectroscopy gives exact idea about the position of functional group in a molecule and also gives idea about stereochemical behavior. We can say these four tools are nothing but the heart of analysis. Now we are going to move to introduction of IR spectroscopy. IR spectroscopy is an absorption spectroscopy, means when molecule exposed to IR radiation, then there is an absorption phenomenon we can see in a molecule. This is one of the analytical tool to study functional groups in a molecule, and we know very well functional groups are nothing but the atoms or groups of atoms connected with each other with the help of bond, and with the help of this tool we can analyze or we can identify functional characteristics in a molecule. IR radiation region lies in between visible region and microwave region. IR region is divided into three spectroscopic region, that is a near IR region, that is very much close to visible region, secondly middle IR region, third one is a far IR region, that is close to microwave region. Now we are going to discuss wavelength and frequency range for this region. Near IR region is also called as overtone region. For this region, wavelength gets started from 0.8 to 2.5 micrometer, that is 12,500 to 4,000 centimeter inverse. For middle IR region, the wavelength range is 2.5 to 50 micrometer, that means 4,000 to 200 centimeter inverse, and this region is called as a vibration rotation region. Third region is a far IR region, that is called as a rotation region, and the wavelength range gets started from 50 to 1000 micrometer, that is 200 to 10 centimeter inverse. Middle IR region is a analytically useful region, but from this range 2.5 to 25 micrometer, that is 4000 to 400 centimeter inverse, is mostly used for most of the analytical works. Why IR spectroscopy is called as a rotational vibrational spectroscopy? Absorption of IR radiation causes an excitation of molecule from lower to higher vibrational level, and each vibrational level is associated with number of closely spaced level. That means in between the two vibrational level there are number of rotational level, and wherever there is a single change in a vibrational level there are number of changes in a rotational level. That means we can see at a time both the changes, that means vibrational as well as rotational changes, and that's why we are going to call it as a rotational and vibrational spectroscopy, just like that of UV visible spectrophotometry is called as electronic spectroscopy. Because in a UV visible spectroscopy, whatever the changes we are going to observe at electronic energy level, but in this case, whatever the changes upon exposure of EMR, we can observe vibrational as well as rotational changes. This diagram gives us representation of a vibrational level and rotational level. Here there are two vibrational level. V0 is a ground energy level and V1 is a excited state energy level. But in between these two levels there are 5 rotational level. That means these 5 rotational levels are closely spaced level, and wherever molecule exposed to EMR, what happen? EMR get absorbed by molecule and there is a transition from lower vibrational energy level to higher vibrational energy level. This single change in a vibrational level can gives you number of changes in a rotational level. That's why we are going to call it as a rotational vibrational spectroscopy. Now we are going to move towards theory of IR spectroscopy. Absorption in the IR region is due to the changes in a vibrational and rotational level. When IR radiation with frequency range less than 100 cm inverse are absorbed, we can observe molecular rotation in the substance that shows discrete lines in a molecular spectrum. That means in a IR spectrum, wherever there are only rotational changes, we can see only lines. That means we can get here only line spectra. When the radiation in the range of 10,000 to 100 cm inverse is absorbed, that shows molecular vibration and rotation in a spectrum, and that gives us peak or band spectra in a molecular spectrum. That means in this case, wherever there is a vibrational and rotational changes, then we can get here peak and band spectra. There are some of the requirements should possess by molecule to absorb the IR radiation, and those requirements are: very first one, electric dipole, and second one is a correct wavelength of radiation. Now we are going to discuss electric dipole, that is also called as dipole moment. A molecule is said to have electric dipole when there is a slight positive and slight negative charge on its component atom. Wherever two atoms get connected with each other with the help of bond, and such a character when exposed by IR radiation, then in that case, if there is a change in electric dipole, that means there is a change in a slight positive and slight negative charge on its component atom, then there is ability to absorb IR radiation. A molecule can only absorb IR radiation when its absorption causes change in electric dipole. Second requirement to absorb IR radiation is that the availability of the correct wavelength of radiation. A molecule absorbs IR radiation only when the natural frequency of vibration of some part of molecule is same as that of the radiation frequency of incident radiation. That gives you a particular molecular vibration at an increased amplitude. One of the example I am going to quote here: natural frequency of vibration is vibration of HCl is 2890 centimeter inverse. That means HCl have the ability to interact with 2890 centimeter inverse radiation, frequency radiation. Yes, wherever HCl molecule get exposed by IR radiation, then in that case only 2890 centimeter inverse get absorbed by HCl. Now we are going to discuss IR spectrum. What is this IR spectrum? Here the presentation of IR spectrum is given. Here there is no any spectra, but at first you have to understand the particular representation of the scaling on the top portion, bottom portion, at left hand side and at right hand side. Wherever you are going to observe a particular top portion, yes, you can see wavelength in micrometer. Here the unit for wavelength is a micrometer. Obviously we are going to study a particular molecule in a middle IR region. That's why the range we are going to select here 2.5 micrometer to 25 micrometer. That gets started from lower value to higher value. Then second one, that means bottom portion you are going to observe, and on that particular portion the particular frequency in hertz and wave number in centimeter inverse are given, and frequency gets started from 4000 centimeter inverse to 400 centimeter inverse. That gets started from higher value and going to end at a lower value. Why such a particular scaling pattern we are going to observe in IR spectrum? Wavelength from lower to higher and frequency from a particular range higher to lower. Why? We know very well the relationship in between wavelength and frequency, that is inverse relation. That's why wavelength started from lower value and frequency gets started from higher value. At left hand side you can observe percent transmittance, and right hand side you can observe absorbance. By using the intensity of absorbance, we know very well we can perform quantitative analysis. Wherever we want to measure the particular quantity of a molecule, then in that case the intensity of absorption is useful. And we know very well this is a particular qualitative analytical tool. That's why mostly by using this tool we are going to identify a particular functional groups. We can say here this tool mostly used for qualitative analysis rather than quantitative analysis. This is overall about basics behind the particular theory of IR spectrophotometry. Now, in the next lecture, we will discuss various molecular vibration. Thank you. Keep learning.